JP, good to see you.
How you doing?
How long has it been since I saw you?
About 2 weeks.
I'm gonna guess. Did you watch any basketball recently?
Yes.
What's the most recent game you've seen?
Page in Northwest.
I saw you last night.
Yeah.
How was the popcorn?
Popcorn was good.
I saw you there last night. That was a fun game to watch last night.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of.
It's probably a lot of fun, maybe to kind of leave your own element after a big game the night before against Wesley, and then go watch some Page basketball last night.
Right. Yeah, I like going to watch high school basketball all the time. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy watching my friends play in Northwest and Page. So it was a fun time.
Any players in particular you were impressed with last night from either team?
Yeah, Trey, Reggie, and Jalen Spicer, and DeAndre Overton played really well too.
Yeah, I think Mr. Spicer had some good moves last night. He wouldn't hit the baskets he might want to hit. Some of his free throws were off the mark. Boy, Trey Turner's a scorer, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He had 20 against us too, so he's definitely a scorer.
How about yourself winning the MVP back at the HACO? How did that you've had time to kind of soak all that in and kind of process that now. That was a huge, I remember that trophy. I think your dad was kind of the trophy governor that night. I kind of watched that trophy close. Huge, nice, beautiful trophy. Keep an eye on that. But the memories of that tournament and what that meant to you as a player and as just a person, how big was that for you over there?
It was really big for me, but I was back to work the next day because now we're in our conference season, probably one of the toughest conferences in the country with High Point Christian Friday night and then Wesleyan the Tuesday night following it. So, can't dwell on it. Just got to get back to work.
How do you measure those two teams? Who was the tougher between? I mean, it's probably hard to kind of break it down, but who was tougher between those two teams?
Offensively, Wesleyan, I think, was tougher to guard because they don't have just one standout guy like how much Christian does with Bam, and we had to give so much attention to Bam. But High Point Christian was very tough as well because of Bam, and when you have somebody like that, and Bam can make good passes too, so it was very tough guarding both teams.
Now, you played last year at Weston. I remember that game last year, watching you and John Newman just did such a great job in that game, especially with Harry Giles for them last year. How did you guys go about defending Bam? What kind of defense did you put on him?
Just wanted to double him whenever he got the ball in the post, and we didn't want him to get any deep touches because we don't have anybody that can just guard him while he faces up, back to the basket, in the paint, that kind of thing. Because I'm our tallest guy that plays, and I'm only 6'7", and he's 6'9", 6'10". So just had to use our double teams.
They put you on the backside, somebody else on the front side against him?
No, it wasn't necessarily the backside. One guy in the front, one guy in the back. It was I would be guarding them kind of on the high side, and then have my trap come from the baseline side, and we double them up. So.
Now, the toughest game you've had all year long, who might that be? Because you played a lot of tough teams.
Roman Catholic, by far.
So Roman Catholic tougher than Huntington Prep, then?
Yes, by far. Mm-hmm. Toughest team by far, because they started guys from 6'4" and up. Had 3 6'4" guards actually, all athletic, really strong guys, all seniors, and they had a 6'9" kid, really strong, very aggressive, relentless driver.
And they don't get much talk among the top teams in the country. The Huntington Prep team gets a lot of talk, and Montverde gets a lot of talk, and Chino Hills gets a lot of talk, but you don't hear much talk about Roman Catholic, but that game was about a 10, 13-point loss for you guys, right?
Yeah, I think 16 actually, maybe.
But that was the toughest team you played
in. That was by far the toughest team I've played against in my career at Greensboro.
Wow, not bad at all. That says a lot going back that far then.
Right, because they were so balanced. They didn't have one guy just standing out making all their plays. They had 5. So,
when you think about tomorrow, who do you play tomorrow? You guys?
Davidson Day.
So they're all pretty tough. Davidson Day, a conference team as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're a conference team, but they're not in our state playoffs.
That's what I noticed too. They're like maybe you guys like the 3A, they're like a 2A.
Right. I don't know how that works.
Haven't played for South Country Day yet, but that's another tough team in that conference.
Yeah, we'll play them soon. I think next week maybe.
Mm-hmm. How about the crowd reaction during those games? High Point Christian Academy and Weston, what were the crowds like?
I'm very proud of our student section and our crowd. They really were energetic and helped us fight through the other team's crowd. So it was very helpful to have those guys with us.
Does it help you guys a lot too? The fact you got so many ball handlers on that team. You're 6'7", you said, right? But you're a ball handler as much as anything, and your teammates are all ball handlers too.
Right. It really helps. So we don't have to wait on one guy to come back and get the ball to dribble it up. Anybody can push it, and that gives us an advantage to scoring quicker.
How do you see your career developing since you've been at Greensboro Day, and how do you see it developing the next couple of years at Greensboro Day? Because you got one more year after this year, is that right?
Yes, sir.
How do you see this career coming together?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a junior now, and everything's just been like complete 180 from when I got to Greensboro Day to now. I mean, when I got to Greensboro Day, I wasn't really getting recruited, and I was heavier than I should have been.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had a chance to go back to maybe take a field trip to go to Pennsylvania, the Hershey Chocolate Factory. Would you go back to see Willy Wonka, the chocolate factory again? Or are you putting all those days behind you?
Yeah, all those days are behind me. I'm eating healthier.
Yeah. The thing that impressed me about what you said back during the HACO was the fact you gave up a lot of the soft drinks and drank more water. That helped you lose that weight too.
Right.
That's a tough discipline now, though, isn't it?
It is. But I'm used to it now.
Especially tough during Christmas time, during the holidays. Some of the tempting foods you might have a chance to get.
Yeah, I'm not really a big dessert guy anyway. So
that helps. That probably helps. Yeah.
Help.
What was the big temptation before, as far as the foods go, that might have put the weight on you back in the day? Any idea?
No, I don't have an idea.
Just ate probably a lot of them, I guess.
Yeah, I was just going through
Were you
that.
ever a football player too? Because you got kind of the big bill and never played football.
Yeah, I did play in middle school, but I didn't play when I got to high school.
Basketball-wise, are you doing well? Any schools in particular are starting to maybe knock on that door and maybe put the mail your way and talk to you quite a bit about to let you to come play with them someday?
Yeah, right now I have 10 offers from schools all over the East Coast.
Any favorites on that list for you?
Well, I know favorites right now because it's too early to
Who's your
start
favorite college basketball player, maybe? You have a favorite in college these days?
Not really. I really like Melo Trimble's game, though. I really enjoy watching him, but nobody in college I really model myself after.
Mm-hmm. In the pros, anybody you like?
Paul George, my favorite player.
Paul George?
Yes, sir.
Indiana?
Yes, sir.
Even after that injury, right?
Even after. I was very excited for him to come back.
Does he come back better than before? That's tough to do.
Yeah, it is tough to do. He was so good when he was healthy, but I mean, now he's just so much more solid and under control, and I'm really enjoying watching him all the time.
You mentioned Trimble, too. Is Maryland the top team in the country? Is that a team to be reckoned with these days?
Yeah, I think so. They're very talented from top to bottom.
Makes it tough on the ACC. I mean, when the guys have left your conference, they go out and become strong and stronger than they were in the air. That's why I want to kind of bring this guy back for another year or two while they're getting all this recognition. But, I mean, it's tough right now. They are a tough team.
Yeah, I hate Maryland left the ACC. That was my dad's a big Maryland fan, but as I got older, I stopped being really a fan of college basketball because I wanted to give every school that wanted to reach out to me an equal chance.
So you want to make sure you kind of threw your favoritisms out to the wind, got rid of those, and give everybody an equal chance.
Right. I really used to like Kentucky when I was younger. Started like in 06 when Rondo was there, and then up to like probably last year really was when I really just wanted to stop.
You've been watching Maryland's son, because I can tell. How was Suleiman helping those guys up there?
He's really helping them, giving them that second scoring threat on the perimeter, and he's very talented. I hate that he got dismissed from Duke, but he's back on.
I mean, he did pretty good to get it turned back around that quick.
Right.
I mean, Wake Forest is making some strides under Danny Manning. Do you see them being a team in the future, maybe?
Yeah, I've been to 3 of their games this year. Or 2 of their games. I went to the Richmond game. That's one of the schools that offered me, and then the Duke game last week. And Wake Forest really is making strides, really getting better. I can tell Coach Manning, he has a real vision for the program, and he's doing all the right things to make them, or hopefully get them to be a top contender.
What's the part of your game you got to work on to keep these college teams interested in your game and to give you those good looks and get those contests? What do you got to keep doing to get better and better?
I mean, in the summer, the reason why I got all these offers and whatnot is because I was just so versatile and hitting jumpers and driving, dunking, all that stuff, and being able to handle the ball at 6'7". But now my jumper hasn't really been falling lately. I'm just kind of going through a little slump. But I just got to get back in the gym and work on it.
Who were you traveling with last summer? You may have told us before back at the HACO. Who were you traveling with last summer?
CP3.
CP3. Who was coaching that team?
Andy Poplin.
Andy Poplin. I've seen his name before. He's, I guess, a basketball trainer on the side, that type thing.
Yes, a little bit. He does some camps down in the Concord area.
I was going to say Concord. I remember he was at Concord a few years back. What about the strongest part of your game? You're trying to sell your game. What would you sell to the people looking J.P. Moorman in the eyes, saying, what's your best part of your game right now?
My versatility, the fact that I can score from 3 levels, mid-range, going to the basket,
And bring the ball up to
yeah, bringing the ball up court and hitting some threes when I'm open. But I definitely think that I can really drive the ball well, and I just don't feel like anybody can stop me when I want to get to the basket.
What do you say it's been the best basketball day of your life? Has there been one day of basketball in your basketball career, your life, that's been the best day you remember, got the huge memory there? It may have come recently here.
Yeah, it was in the summer, actually. We played the Oakland Soldiers, had 32 points, and it's my best game of the summer. And then that was one of my favorite days. But then we played in the Peach Jam against the We All Can Go All-Stars or whatever. I don't know. They're called We All Can Go. They had the #1 player in the class of 2018 in the country, Marvin Bagley. He's a pro, and we played against him, and I played one of my better games ever against him. So,
what is different from the summer ball than the school ball you're playing now? What do you say the big difference is?
Mostly it's just like nobody really plays defense in the summer, so it's easier to score.
And you got to adapt to play like that because you got to play like the rest because that's what the game is, right?
Nah, I still play defense.
Do you really? You still play your regular game?
Yeah, I don't like getting scored on at all. I feel embarrassed like when I get scored on just all the time. So I still lock up in the summer.
Kind of reminds me of that Florida State NC State game last night. They were scoring so quick in that game. It was like nobody was playing any defense at all. What's the most important part about being at Greensboro Day School, being a part of that Bengal program for you, that basketball program?
The fact that it is a program and not just a team. Just how well Coach Johnson runs it, and make sure we're a better man before we are a better basketball player all the time.
I guess when you walk in that door, you got to check your ego in at the door, and then walk in and be ready to be taught, educated, instructed, and go to work every day.
Right. I've always wanted to be real coachable. Make sure that's something nobody ever says about me, that he's not coachable, because that's just like something you don't want to hear as anybody. Nobody wants to hear that.
That's a good point you bring up. Yeah, and what about the fact you're playing for a coach and Coach Johnson that will be inducted this coming spring into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame? That's some good things there too.
Yeah, I love the fact that Coach Johnson's so humble and he gives all the credit to his players, because we're out there busting our tails every night, and he just draws up the plays and we go out and execute them. He has one of the better basketball minds I've ever seen or I've ever heard from. So just thankful and blessed to be able to play for him.
You have like a favorite late night TV show? You watch any late night TV trying to wind down, or you fall asleep pretty quick when you come out of the games and practices?
Yeah, I'm usually asleep before like 11 most of the time.
You get pretty early. How about a favorite class? Let's go to the academic side. Favorite class at Greensboro Day School?
My favorite class right now is probably math, algebra 3, or sociology. I really like sociology, learning about the society and stuff. Just like common sense that goes on in the area and whatnot.
A lot of breaking things down too, like basketball. Got to break it down into parts. If you were the president, what's the first thing you would do to make our country a better place? Say you were elected president of the United States, J.P. Moorman. We're not sure if he's a Baptist, a Methodist. We know he's a Mormon. J.P. Moorman, president of the United States. What would you be doing? What's the thing you would do to make this a better place?
Probably make sure the Americans are aware of climate change and how quickly it's changing, and how it can just. Because I'm in this apocalypse class right now. So I've been learning about how the climate change can just turn us into an ice age.
What class is that in again?
It's we're doing this thing at Greensboro Day right now called winter term. And since last week, Tuesday when we got back to school from winter break, we've been in the class one or two classes all day. For just learning about one specific thing.
What are you hearing about this climate change? What can you tell us based upon what you've studied the past couple of weeks here? What are you hearing?
Really, we've been just watching movies and
what's causing the climate change? Anything particularly you're seeing?
Burning fossil fuels and stuff like that. So, it's real interesting. This class.
Does all this at Greensboro Day prepare for you and help make you a better basketball player? The whole process, the whole program.
Yeah, it makes me a better person too. Just everybody's so friendly at Greensboro Day, so I've learned how to, just not always have my headphones on, walking through the halls and actually
What do you think
speaking
if you
to
got your
people.
headphones on through the halls of school? Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You could do that. I could do that at Grimsley too, but
Yeah.
at Grimsley, I just didn't like really speak to anybody.
Kind of
You know,
quiet over there?
Yeah, wasn't really quiet. Just kind of minding my own. But
Take care of your business.
yeah, Greensboro Day, everybody's so friendly and whatnot. Everybody speaks to you, so I just like to look like I want to speak
You
back
like
to
to hear
them.
when they say something nice to you. You want to hear what they're saying.
Yeah,
Get some good
everybody's-
encouragement.
All right, everybody's always smiling at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff there, right?
Yeah,
that's a good way to
that's-
get the day going.
yeah.
Looking back at Grimsley, got some good memories of some of your old teammates over there from years gone by. Saw those
yeah.
guys last Friday night, beat Page, pretty big win for them.
I'm
Yeah.
very proud of them, those guys, and the guys that have moved on to college. I never, I really enjoyed playing with those guys and playing with Coach Griffiths. He was a really good mentor to me and taught me, more about being a man and playing basketball as
You know,
well.
there were guys like Bruce Davis and Mason Moore and Aaron Wiggins, those guys.
Right, Aaron Wiggins and Lucas Balknight.
Oh man, remember those days? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were crazy days. That's what we saw.
those
Lucas
were my
Boat Night
boys.
that night. He beat, he didn't beat him team help, but they beat Page that night. The kid just went kind of crazy. That one Friday night when Boat Night had all those 3-point shots. It was at Grimsley on that Friday night. It's been several years ago now.
Yeah, it might have been
How's it
before I
before your
played.
time? Yeah.
Yeah, it might have
he was
been
a heck of a shooter though when he got hot.
Yeah, he
The problem
was.
he got hot there for a stretch and then had a little trouble finding that same heat again. That's tough to do.
Yeah, it's crazy because he shoots the same shot every time, and I've never seen anybody so repetitive with their shot.
And the
Lucas.
key to that is get the shot off quickly.
Right.
He had a pretty quick release.
He did.
If you got that same shot every time, get off quickly. Don't give them time, guys, because they know your shot. Don't give them time to get there and block it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best shooters I've ever played with.
Pure shooters.
Yeah. He accounted for a lot of the assists I had at Grimsley.
You gotta like that too.
Yeah.
JP, thanks for being with us.
No problem.
Congratulations on a good year. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Got it. JP Moorman with us up next. We will go.